Why do you want to go after academia? So I'm in a kind of interesting position because I have what is effectively a postdoc equivalent job, but not in academia. So I'm very, very happy with that. Like I've been working this job already for like, wow, almost 6 months. That's wild. For quite a while. And yeah, I really like it. I feel like it's got all of like a lot of the benefits of academia without the problems of academia. So I'm really, really lucky in that regard. I think that kind of job's probably like gonna become a lot more common for like PhD graduates because like the academic job market at the minute is like uniquely really, really bad. Like it's been really bad for a while, but now it's getting even worse. Various like systemic things have been changing, and then like loads of universities in Europe are like not getting funded properly. Pretty much the whole of the UK's higher education sector is collapsing. So there's loads of people like moving around to various places, and there's like no jobs being advertised. So yeah. I think I've seen a grand total of like 3 or 4 lecturer positions in psychology advertised, like, well, in social psychology advertised over the past 6 months-ish, like since I started my job. So yeah, PhD overproduction for the win, grants drying up. Honestly, yeah, it's intense. It's intense. Nepotism, yeah. Honestly, the thing that people don't tell you is that like so much of getting an academic job is literally just nepotism. Well, it's not nepotism, but it's like networking. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's nepotism. Hopefully, it's not though. But yeah, sometimes it is nepotism. A lot of the time, it's networking. Like if you haven't been going out there and like talking to people and being nice to people during your PhD, then you will come to like apply to postdocs, and good luck. Like, because if they have a list of people and you've all got kind of similar research outputs and stuff, but one of them, they know you, they know that you're a good person, like they vibe with you, you've hung out with them and they thought you were cool and they thought you've got good ideas, and the other one, like they don't know who you are, then they're always going to choose the one that they know, because like it's just they've managed to do the vibe check. So it kind of sucks, but that's just how it is. But then like with academia, obviously the jobs are like so distributed. Like in the UK and Ireland, like there's a university in pretty much every major city. So you would have to have either gone to like the major conferences, or you would have had to have done loads of travel going around. So yeah, it's just a bit too much. It's a bit too much. Yeah. Yeah. Networking is just how to get a job in general. It's very true. It's very true. It is a very big part of it, but I feel like PhD students aren't really told that very well. Like, I didn't really have any, like, advice until probably, like, the 3rd year of my PhD about, like, networking and stuff. I mean, I'd kind of been doing it anyway, because I'm just kind of I like talking to people, so I just yapped a lot, you know? I just ended up talking to people a lot. But other people I know didn't, and then it came to applying for jobs, and everyone was like, I literally don't know who you are. Like, yeah, it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. A big part of like academia now is just being able to network. Yeah, network, but then also like marketing yourself. That's a big part of it too. Yeah, that's just how it is. Sometimes networking is just people telling you that a position is or will be open soon. Yeah, absolutely. Like a lot of, so because a lot of academic jobs are tied to like grants, like if you know people, then you'll find out sooner that somebody's got a grant and that they might be hiring. And then you find out that means that you can start planning your application sooner if you really want to work with them. Like that's a really big thing about it. That just like having knowledge, like just finding out things. Yeah. It's honestly such a big part of it. Psydere law drop. If your uni has Snape type, they are besties with the dean. Oh, I mean, some people have just been there forever, you know. Some people just like were in the department as a PhD and then got on well with the right people and managed to like get a postdoc or a teaching fellowship or something and then just stayed. So yeah. I've heard at some point it's expected that people look this up by themselves and pick up the needed soft skills because they're old enough. On the one hand, I can kind of see that argument, On the other hand, like if a big part of your job involves just being stuck in a lab, how are you meant to pick it up? If your advisor doesn't take you to conferences early on, how are you meant to pick up the skills to network at conferences until you've already started presenting your own research? That's the big thing for me. That's what I mean by like people aren't given advance warning. They're kind of just often thrown in when like an advisor or like someone in their lab or something is like, oh yeah, I want to submit a symposium to this conference. You're like 3rd year, you've got some data now, like, do you want to join? That I've heard happening a few times, and then they go and they're completely unprepared. They don't know like the environment, they don't know how to talk to people about their research or anything because they just haven't practiced enough yet. Like one thing that my advisor did really, really well was like basically like forcing me to go to conferences really early on. Like, I mean, it was during the pandemic, so they were all online, but like the awkwardness of the pandemic actually kind of made me feel better about it because I mean, you know, I'm awkward. I'm awkward. I'm socially awkward. So like it meant that everybody was socially awkward. So it kind of like took away my disadvantage for lack of a better description. Yeah. And then that just made it a bit easier. But yeah, if you're not forced to go to them super early on, then you might not even think to. Networking, my big weakness, well, one of them. Yeah, I find it quite difficult to be honest. My favorite thing that somebody has done to me at a conference recently, I gave this person a Psydere sticker, so if you're watching this, hi. They just turned around to me and was like, what's your favorite bridge? And I was like, what do you mean, what's my favorite bridge? And they were like, bridge. What's your favorite? And I was like, I don't think I have a favorite bridge. And they were like, no, everybody's got a favorite bridge. Everybody says at first they don't have a favorite bridge and they always have a favorite bridge. And then I thought for a minute and then I was like, I've actually got multiple favorite bridges. Let me tell you about all of them. And then we ended up having a really like lengthy discussion about bridges. I wish I was joking. This went on for like an hour and a half. And then we brought in the whole table and everybody was like telling us about their favorite bridges. And then we were like, how are you classifying it as your favorite bridge? Like, are you talking in terms of the engineering, like the infrastructure of the bridge? Or are you talking about like, what's the most nostalgic bridge? Are you talking about the prettiest bridge? Like, what is your classification for what makes it your favorite bridge? And then I was like, I've got a favorite bridge that fits into every single category. And then someone else was like, what about rope bridges? Do they count? And I was like, that's a good question. And then the same person was also like, what if my favorite bridge isn't a bridge? And then we got into a whole debate over the definition of a bridge. So it worked really well as an icebreaker. So there you go. That's a piece of networking advice. Just go up to people and just be like, what's your favorite bridge? What's your favorite train? I have many favorite trains, but to be honest, I'm more of a tram person. Yeah. But like, I can tell you my favorite train journey that I've been on. But I think that would probably... I can't say it, actually. I can't say it. Never mind. I can say I can say the country that it was in, okay? I can say that my favorite train journey that I've been on was in Switzerland. It was a very, very pretty train journey, and also it was a good train. It was one of those, like, ones that they use in Germany, where it's, like, some of the carriages are double-decker. I don't get it. Why a bridge? And how did they have the power to just ask that? Why not? I guess what is your favorite mode of transport is probably also a good icebreaker question, although the bridge is like interesting because it's like that's really random, whereas mode of transport feels like people ask that a little bit more frequently. You need to find something that's like weird but not weird enough that people would be like, I'm not talking to you anymore. And bridge is definitely one of them because everybody's crossed over a bridge at some point in their life, right? Even if it's just like a tiny little footbridge, like everybody's at least seen a bridge. So yeah. There's a small footbridge near my house that I walk over every day on my way to work that fits into every category you mentioned. I love that. Multifunctional bridge. That makes me so happy. Bridge Sensei has become my new idol. I'll tell them you said that. I'll say everybody in my Twitch chat really appreciates the bridge thing. is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's very, very good.